Hi everyone, today Colleen is going to be showing you all of her Harry Potter dolls. We do have a video from about 4 years ago showing all of her Harry Potter collection that included like figurines and things. Today is just going to be focused on the dolls, and if you're interested in seeing detailed pictures of them, knowing what they came with specifically, feel free to check out Colleen's Harry Potter album on my Flickr. Anyone can view it. You don't need a Flickr to access those photos and read about the dolls.
The reason we're actually lucky enough to be able to film a doll collection is because before we never really thought, since we lumped them in with Dolls from Entertainment and they were kind of in like my overall Harry Potter collection, and it was a small collection comparatively, so we never thought we'd have a need to do a video of just that. But because I was lucky enough to find some of the older dolls that I was missing or didn't have in good shape, and because Mattel did a revamp in 2018, I was very lucky. This is kind of my dream Harry Potter collection that many years ago I never thought was going to be possible, which is kind of a recurring theme I noticed when I was talking about these dolls on Flickr. And the other thing I wanted to say is that all these dolls really make me think of my dad, even the ones that I didn't get until 9 years after he passed away, because he was just such a huge supporter of my interest in Harry Potter in general and in my Harry Potter doll collection. So that's why if you've looked at my Harry Potter album, I did reference him a lot. This is actually one of my favorite collections to do. I have an obsessive nature. And all my obsessions, I would say Harry Potter is going to rank as #1 of all time. And additionally, this collection is really special to me because it was something that my dad was there to see start. So I'm actually really excited about doing this.
All of these happen to be made by Mattel, but there are other companies like Tonner that make Harry Potter dolls. So without further ado, let's get to it.
So first up we have Magical Powers Harry. On the stand is my first actual Harry. He's actually my favorite of all of them. We were with Dad at KB Toys around the beginning of 2003, probably around January. And Dad kind of sauntered off by himself in one of the other toy aisles, and when I next saw him, he had this mysterious bag with something he bought in it, and I said, "What's in the bag?" And he said, "I could tell you now, but it would ruin the surprise because this is for your birthday." And I opened this on my birthday in the beginning of February in 2003. It was my 17th birthday. I was just floored because I liked him so much. Of everybody here, he's still my, sentimentally, he's still my favorite. I absolutely love him. I also think just the idea of it was really cool. They came with accessories and stuff. They're one of my favorite lines still. I really like the set. Duplicate, I want to say I got sometime in my college years. He was in a bag with assorted action figures that I bought from a guy that I got a lot of my Harry Potter collectibles from in my college years. And this is my other childhood Harry Potter. I actually named him Oliver when we were kids. I loved his green eyes. He was also sort of a birthday present for the same birthday. Dad was kind of weird with he would start my quote birthday in January, right after the new year, and it would go until the end of February. So he would, a lot of the time he would buy something early or after my birthday and say, "Oh, it's for your birthday." So I remember he let me buy him, and I think it was a KB Toys, but it might have been a Toys R Us one day.
These Wizard Sweets.
This is Hogwarts Heroes Harry. These dolls he's missing his glasses and his shoes. These dolls were kind of mythical to me. I saw them on the back of boxes to other things, and I wasn't even sure back when I was in my teens if they actually existed or if they were just stock photos of something that was never actually released, because if they hit our area, it wasn't for a long time, and I kind of got into the Harry Potter toys late. So I don't know if they were actually in our area much or not, but I didn't know they actually existed until I saw pictures of them online when I was older. I was very lucky to find the trio, which I guess now you can actually buy online for pretty cheap, maybe because the 2018 revamp brought down the prices of the older dolls. I thought I was never gonna get the set. This old couple that we've bought a lot of Shelley's Monster High dolls from at our local flea market had, one day I noticed they had Ron and Hermione, and I was so blown away by Ron that I almost left Hermione behind, and I didn't realize that they said they had all three and I didn't see him anywhere on the table. It worked out that I couldn't go back and find him for 2 more weeks because we actually they let us have the pair that were marked at $3 each for just over $4 because we were broke from buying something else. Really excited to find him, even though he's missing some things. I can borrow from other dolls because these dolls are heavily repackaged if I want to make him look nice for a photo. This is the last Harry Potter doll that Dad got me. These two are both Hogsmeade Harry. We got him at a flea market, a big outdoor flea market that we went to a lot the last year Dad was alive, and we bought him from this lady that had a lot of Kelly dolls. One of his shoulders is like chewed and you can feel it through his shirt, it's so bad. And he's missing his glasses, which when I looked at this guy, they're like not meant to be removable. So it kind of worked out that I ended up just replacing him later. Sentimentally, he's actually one of my favorites because I remember the day we got him at the flea market and I was really excited. This one I just got on eBay a couple months ago, or like a month ago. And he's really, really nice. He's perfect. I absolutely love him. I don't know why I never went back to the store to buy those. The only thing I can say, because I bought Hermione and I never went back to buy him even though I knew that had been my intention. I only remember seeing the pair of them at Target that one time. So I feel like the Hogwarts Heroes dolls, I feel they weren't stocked that much. I want to say that I just never had the opportunity after that. And I do know because I was stubborn about the Azkaban merch at first because I can be a stubborn person. And I wasn't as into it, so I waited too late and missed out on a lot of it. I know it wasn't in stores long because a lot of the stuff from like the first waves of Harry Potter merch were in stores for years later. So I'm really glad I finally got a nice one. And this is the 2018 basic Harry Potter doll. Him and Hermione were the last of the basic line that I acquired. And even though by then I'd gotten the Hogwarts Heroes dolls in their Quidditch gear, I liked this scale more, this size, so I wanted these ones too. I had seen the pictures of these online, and because we were really broke and we had a lot of stuff going on, it was one of those scenarios where I told myself I didn't want it because it was just easier not to get excited about it at that point. But when I first saw them in stores, I went bananas over them. I was really excited. My friend Bailey actually texted me when I was at work and said, by the way, Colleen, they have the Harry Potter dolls marked down. I think, was it like $8 or something?
Something like that. Yeah,
she said they had them marked down for like $8 or $9 at Walmart. And I persuaded Shelley to go check right after work. That's how I got him and Hermione. And then this is actually another birthday present for my 32nd birthday. My friend Courtney gave me him. I gotta say, he's one of the coolest birthday presents I've gotten as an adult. I really, really like him. He actually kind of made me tear up because his pants feel just like my Magical Powers doll. I actually like the design of this guy better because A, I really do like the scale more, and B, I like how like the armbands and leg bands are more practical. They don't have to be elastic on. I like how his glasses have the inserts too. I just think he's a better design, and I also think he's better colors, and I like how he's got the uniform and the robe. I'm obsessed in him. He's one of my favorites here.
Quidditch Harry.
Yes. This is Yule Ball Harry, also from 2018. I think I found him the least exciting of the line because his outfit's kind of plain and black. But, like, of course, I wanted the whole quartet when they came out. I went to order because I ordered them in 2 groups of 2. I was originally actually pushing to buy him as one of the first 2 because he was cheaper. But Shelley reasoned that he would probably stay cheaper because Harry and Hermione are the more common dolls. I absolutely love him. I find him really cool, and he's actually really good quality.
You got him on Amazon for, like, $7 or $8.
Yeah, he was really cheap. I did. I got him on Amazon. I got him and the other Yule Ball dolls, like I said, in 2 separate groups of 2 during the school closure of 2020. Try Wizard Harry. I mostly wanted him because he's got this awesome jacket, which says his name. Because other than the really awesome jacket and comes with the egg, he's the same as this guy here, who is the 2-pack Harry, and Voldemort is the cooler bonus item to come with. I really like the Triwizard Harry. I also really wanted him to like go with Cedric, who I knew I was gonna get eventually. Got here the same day on Amazon, but he was Amazon warehouse, so his box is really dinged up. And Voldemort and my Hagrid, who I also got the same day, were in another box.
They were kind of marked down by a few dollars.
Yep, they were all marked down by a few dollars. This is platform 9 3/4 Harry. His box is dated 2020. And Shelly found the promo pics for this guy, and I was wild. He comes with so many cool accessories. He's kind of got the nostalgic feel of the older dolls because he's styled younger. Like you can see his face looks more like the Quidditch and the basic ones than these guys here who look more grown up because they're from Goblet of Fire. And he's got the Muggle attire and came with like accessories like similar to the Magical Powers dolls. So he's like the best of both worlds. I'm absolutely crazy about him. Also from Amazon, and we actually ordered him like right away. This is Magical Powers Hermione from 2001. And I vividly recall getting her. Dad and Shelly went out, I think, to get pizza or something. And usually Dad's pizza runs or food runs also involve getting toys. And I forget what Shelly got that night. You can't remember.
4-pack.
That was the night you got your Bratz 4-pack?
Pretty sure Dad said to pick something out for you because he bought me the Bratz 2005 re-release first editions.
Yeah, and that's about the right time. I remember opening Hermione on the kitchen table. I stayed home. I didn't go with them to the store because I was studying for a history test because I was like actually a really good student. Her accessories are probably the coolest ones I had growing up. Like I love the cauldron, and I got so much play out of her accessories. I don't think her face is as pretty as some of my other Hermione dolls from childhood, but I always found her really fun. These are my 2 Wizard Suites Hermiones, and this one here was actually from the same birthday as Magical Powers Harry and Wizard Suites Harry. I want to say I got her after Magical Powers Harry, but before Wizard Suites Harry. I played with her a lot. I actually liked her so much I subbed her out for my Katie doll, which if you see me talking about Katie or playing with Katie, you know I'm crazy about Katie. I actually called her Katie because I had a lot of my Katie stuff like marked with her name. Played with her a ton. I loved her red sweater. This is definitely one of my favorite dolls here. And then this one I got in a box at one of the flea markets that we used to go to for I think like maybe $4 or $5. And I don't know, I kind of just bought her because, and she stayed in the box for a really long time. So even though I've had her since, I want to say late high school, early college, she didn't like actually feel like she was quote mine because I never took her out of the box. I want to say we opened her, what was it, 2013, 12, one of those years.
I told you to open her.
Yes, thank you, Shelly, for telling me to open them. This is Hogwarts Heroes Hermione. And I got her and Ron the same day from the elderly couple. And as I kind of mentioned, I literally almost left her behind because I thought she was just another Magical Powers Hermione. Until I looked and I'm like, Hermione doesn't have a sweater vest. And her robe didn't have like the really cool crest, which actually it's peeled off since, because the crests were meant to like peel off in water, but it's still the yellow cartoon crest. And I was like, oh, I don't have that doll. So I got her and Ron. These are Magical Talking Hermiones. The one sitting is actually my childhood doll. And the reason I tell them apart really well is because her arm is actually kind of busted. She has a battery box that's screw stripped. So that's how I know the 2 of them apart really well. This one was actually my first Harry Potter doll of them all. And we got her at Toys R Us. Played with her stuff more than her. Until I had the Wizard Suites doll, I thought she had a much prettier face than Magical Powers Hermione. And then the other doll, I actually got, she's also a childhood doll. I got her at Toys R Us. She was on sale for really cheap, like half off or less.
Which was like $5.
I want to say I got her right at the end of my senior year of high school, and it's because, the reason I remember this is because I said, oh, I'm going to keep this one in the box, and Dad says, yeah, right, and I said, yeah, you're right, by the end of the week, she'll probably end up in the pool. But like Wizard Suites, she was in the box so long, she didn't really feel like, quote, mine, even though I know this one was definitely a childhood doll, or like a teenhood doll, because Dad bought it for me at Toys R Us. This is my Hogsmeade Hermione, last new doll, like different doll, that I got in the store. And Dad bought it for me at Target, and like I said, I only saw the Hogsmeade dolls that one time. I was put off by the fact that her scale was so much taller, and I didn't think her face was pretty, and now I actually kind of think she resembles the newer dolls that I like so much better, more. But I wasn't really thrilled with how they marketed the Azkaban movie, like the Muggle attire and all that. Kind of reminds me of my bust, my Gentle Giant bust that Dad got me for Christmas one year that has like a similar style. I called her Donna and played with her on my Skipper dolls for a brief period of time. I loved the sweatshirt and the pants because they were like newer clothes that fit Skipper. 2018 basic Hermione that I got, as I said, on sale with Harry. And I kind of was least interested in her of the line when those dolls came out, but I really fell in love with her, partly because she reminded me so much of most of my childhood dolls, which were Hermione's. And also because I remember her box was really beat up in the store, and when I was carrying her around, I kept looking to make sure nothing fell out of her box. And then we had to wash her hair, and Harry didn't need his hair washed, so I just had to pay her more attention, which really made me notice her. This is Yule Ball Hermione, and I have to say, I actually think she might be my favorite of the Yule Ball line, and it's because she's wearing pink. I got her and Harry together. They arrived here after Ron and Cho, so I joked that they were getting their prom dates a little late. She's probably my favorite from the set, even though the face on the doll is kind of strange. She's a little over made up, but I really love her. And this is Hogwarts Heroes Ron, and I never thought I was going to get him. Back when I first checked eBay, they were very overpriced to obtain, and I always wanted a Ron doll to drive my Weasley car, because when I finally found him, this Ron was already out, but I still really wanted him too. Even though this Ron's in many ways cooler, I don't think he'll fit in the car quite as nicely. Even though I'd found my childhood dream Ron when these finally hit Walmart, he was one of the ones I most wanted because his hair's more red, so he looks more like Rupert Grint in the movies. I also, again, I love the larger scale, and I just think these dolls are better done. Shelley was surprised that I bought Dumbledore before I bought Ron, and she actually picked Ron out for me. He was on sale, so she picked him out for me as a present for my 32nd birthday. So it kind of mirrored my 17th birthday in the sense that I got 3 Harry Potter dolls, and 2 were picked out like not as like official surprise birthday gifts, and then I got a Quidditch doll as like a wrapped up surprise gift. But he kind of was a surprise because I didn't know Shelley was going to buy him in McGonagall for me. This is the Yule Ball Ron, and Shelley was like, she knew when I made the order that Ron was going to happen, because he's like, that's one of my favorite scenes in the Goblet of Fire movie, which I actually don't really like that movie. I'm hardcore into the books, so I have a lot of complaints about the movie.
You don't like any of the movies, really.
The Goblet of Fire is like on the top of the naughty list for me because of that scene with the dragon and them cutting out the elf. I could literally be here all day telling you why I don't like that movie. But I did like when Rupert Grint looks disgusted because of this outfit. That really made me laugh. And also I have the Gentle Giant bust of Ron in that outfit. So I definitely wanted Ron for the outfit. I got most of them were marked down. Ginny, speaking of being marked down, she was marked down, and we had Walmart's savings catcher points to use up, and Shelley needed to buy a crimping iron for her dolls. So we bought her with the crimping iron. I think we used our Walmart savings catcher points on her. She's really awesome. I still think that my Emily Bennett doll looks more like Bonnie Wright in the movie. Harry had to have his future wife, like. And then Dumbledore was actually the first doll from the 2018 line that I got. And Shelley was, again, really surprised that I didn't go for Ron, but I just really like Dumbledore too. I had, when I bought like the framed pictures above my bed, the first one I bought was Dumbledore. So it kind of made sense for me to buy Dumbledore first, and I had so much fun with him. I got him right after Christmas. I posed him and Gandalf together in like our Fold and Fun house, and it was really, really funny. He's definitely one of my favorites because he's really cool, and I love the way he's styled. And speaking of style, this girl's got it all. This is Professor McGonagall, also from the 2018 Basic Wave. I love her hat. I love everything about her, and it was kind of funny that Shelly picked her and Ron out together because I just kept imagining her putting Ron in detention all night because, like, she just looks so stern and Ron's so mischievous. She's definitely one of my favorites. Like, I love her. I'm crazy about her. And then Shelly sent me pictures of Draco on my phone when she first saw him hit our Walmart. And I was like, dude, did she buy him for me? I was like, no. She was just sending me the picture. What a tease. She bought him later, though, when he went on sale. And I was just over the moon that they made a Malfoy doll. I wish they made one of him in, like, his basic Slytherin uniform, because that would be really cool, too. So that he could look like he was just, you know, hanging out at Hogwarts. He's definitely one of my favorite things they made. Cho Chang. I do have to say she's probably the most interesting Yule Ball doll they made. Because I love her, like, oriental, like, aesthetic, and I also like they made such an obscure character that, like, they only made one wrong when I was a kid, so I never dreamed they were going to make someone this obscure. That, like, it's not that she's not important, but comparatively, Cho's not that important. As Shelly said, we got these on sale on Amazon. Cedric, like Cho as a character, I never really thought they'd make. I'm a huge fan of Cedric. We actually decided to buy Cedric because we noticed that him and Luna were getting, like, really marked up online, and we were like, before they get any more expensive, let's just buy them. And he was running cheaper than Luna at the time. I love him. I think that his outfit kind of looks almost like, kind of like a vampire, which is funny because Robert Pattinson also plays Edward Cullen. So, it's kind of funny. But like Harry, it does say his last name. So it's some attempt at a sports jersey. I'm a huge fan of him. And then this is like, oh my god, Severus Snape. He overshadowed pretty much everyone else when I heard he was coming out. I always wanted, like, anything and everything Snape. He's one of my, like, favorite people in the stories. I know he's kind of a bad guy, but kind of not. And he really, like, I'm glad he ended on the right side. It wasn't a happy ending. Definitely one of my favorite characters. And Dad actually wanted to buy me a Gentle Giant bust of him. And he took me out on New Year's back in 2007 to look for one, but he'd sold out, so he bought me Nearly Headless Nick instead. So it's like I was never getting Snape, so when they made a 12-inch doll of him, it was like life goals.
You got him on Amazon.
Yes, I did. He really overshadowed Luna, which is funny because in person, I actually might like Luna better. First of all, I love this dress that Shelly inspired her standoff of, and her face is just, like, perfect. I'm in love with my Luna doll. Like I said, I was really so distracted by Snape that I really overlooked her, but then when she got here, I just couldn't believe how great she was. We got her on Amazon, but was through, like, another seller, and then later, they went back on Amazon for regular price. But because the doll had been out for over a year like that, like, over a year.
Me. No.
And it had been sold out for quite some time. It's not like we expected her to be brought back. I don't consider it, like, foolishly spending extra money. I'm really happy with her anyway.
Oh, stop it, Oliver.
She was, really important part of the story is that Shelly actually bought Luna for me when I was in school one day and texted me and said she got Luna for me as an end of the school year surprise. And I was wicked happy because I just love her. And then, I got Hagrid, in the same shipment as my Harry and Voldemort 2-pack and my Triwizard Harry.
Sorry, we have a problem with the cat. Oh my god.
He's purring. I do have to say I'm a little disappointed because compared to some of my Hagrid action figures, I feel like he could have been accessorized and dressed a little bit better. But I'm still really beyond happy that they made him a full-size doll.
Head was a half off when he came.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was from the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, and his head was, like, really hanging off. And it was weird because he was only marked down by a few dollars, whereas Triwizard Harry, who was perfect but in a really beat-up box, was marked down by quite a bit. And he actually had the more noticeable problem. Like she said, his head was hanging and she had to reattach it.
I don't know if that's all Hagrid's, but if you have Hagrid, the way I got his head back down is I gave him like a boil wash, and when you do that, the head gets soft, and I just pushed him back down, and it's super tight now. So, if you have that problem with your Hagrid.
And I think this one's Shelly's favorite.
Oh, yes.
He's really cool. Lord Voldemort from the 2-pack. I love his face sculpt. Like, it's so flat.
Soft hands.
Yes, Shelly likes to touch his hands. And he's awesome. Obviously, I got him with Harry in the 2-pack. They were in the same box as Hagrid when they came. I really liked the set because Dad bought me a similar scene with the NECA figurines where they're like in the graveyard. I think he's really, really awesome. Do you have anything you want to add about Voldemort?
I really like him. I think he looks like a hairstylist.
He looks snooty to Shelley.
I like him. I think he's cool. I have a doll crush on him.
Last two items are more like accessories than dolls. But Dobby is a person. A person is a person, no matter how small. We found out he was coming out at the same time we found out about the Platform 9 3/4 Harry. Look how tiny he is. Shelley thought he was going to be a lot bigger. And then when we got him, she's like, oh, this makes much more sense. And when I was first reading Chamber of Secrets in 8th grade, couldn't stop laughing at all the scenes with Dobby. I mean, he is hilarious. I thought Dobby was really funny when we saw the movie, but the problem is they didn't put Dobby back in the Goblet of Fire like they did in the books. The time they finally had the sense to bring Dobby back, Dad wasn't feeling well and he didn't really even enjoy it, which was really sad because Dad really thought Dobby was funny back in the good old days. I'm really glad to have Dobby as like a figurine that I can actually play with because he's just so cool. He just makes me laugh like, Master has given a sock. And then this is my Weasley car.
Your Ford Anglia.
Yes, my flying Ford Anglia. And it shows the luggage, and then there's a way that you can make the luggage disappear. You clip it to that, the trunk is empty. I keep my duplicated Wizard Suites Hermione and Magical Powers Hermione in here. I mean Magical Powers Harry. Unfortunately, my duplicated Hogsmeade Harry, he's just too tall, so he's downstairs now. I got this, gosh, do you remember when I got this?
No.
I want to say I was in college. I want to say I bought it from the guy that I bought a lot of my stuff from at the flea market.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive, yeah.
Dad liked this a lot.
Yes, he did. I just think it's really awesome. I like making my dolls like fly it around and crash.
Dad liked some of our doll cars. Not as much as he liked my Rock Angels Cruiser for Bratz, but he liked this.
Yeah, he thought it was really cool.
If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see photos of these dolls, like I said in the beginning, feel free to check out Colling's Harry Potter album on my Flickr. Anyone can view it. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.